Welcome to the I Spy with My MyOI podcast. I am your host, Brittny Sciarra. I am a certified orofacial myologist, registered dental hygienist, and lifelong learner. My goal with this podcast is to expand your knowledge of orofacial myofunctional disorders and to bring you up to date in current literature so that together we can get to the root of the problem. You ask, we'll answer by collaborating with true pioneers and specialties associated with the myo world. Join me on this journey as we dive into the life-altering world of tethered oral tissues and airway space. Let's do this thing. Quick disclaimer, all content expressed on this podcast are the views and opinions of the speakers and is for informational purposes only. You should not rely on this information as a substitute for, nor does it replace, professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Because every person is so unique, you should always consult with your specialized healthcare professional. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of I Spy with My MyOI podcast. I will be your host, Brittny Sciarra. I want to start by giving a bit of background information on myself. I am a registered dental hygienist and a certified orofacial myologist through the IAOM and a qualified orofacial myologist through NeoHealth Services. I graduated from the Forsyth School of Dental Hygiene in Boston, Massachusetts in 2011. And just for the record, I am not, and I will never be, a Red Sox fan. Go Yankees. I have also taken courses through both the IAOM and the AOMT. I decided to create this podcast to help spread the word of orofacial myofunctional disorders to the general population. I feel that it is our duty and that everybody can benefit from knowing just even a little bit about orofacial myology, because I bet once you listen to any of these podcasts, you can probably think of at least one, but probably 10 people you know that can benefit from this therapy. The other reason is to give of other like-minded allied healthcare professionals a resource to use and a collaboration tool to develop a proper specialized team in your area. I hope that you get hooked up with people that you didn't already know and can really just develop that collaborative team to have that approach to really tackle these cases, because it's not a one-man job or woman. It really is a team effort. I know that I love listening to podcasts, especially when I'm in the car, driving here and there and everywhere. So upon searching, I found that there were no myo podcasts by a registered dental hygienist. So here I am. Hello, everybody. I will say there is a podcast called the Untethered podcast by Hallie Bulkin. She is also a certified orofacial myologist, a speech-language pathologist, and feeding therapist. She is amazing. Her podcast is amazing. I love listening to it, as should you if you haven't already. So everybody should go and listen. A little bit more about myself. I started my myo journey back in 2016. I took my very first course with Joy Moeller through the AOMT, the Academy of Orofacial Myofunctional Therapy at NYU. I could not believe the knowledge I gained in this 4-day, 28-hour introductory course. My mind was blown from that very first day. I mean, my mind was also very exhausted by the end of the 4 days because it is definitely a lot of information, but it was just such an eye-opener. I mean, I look at my patients so much differently. I also thought, wow, how many patients were in my chair in the last 5 years? Because this was, again, back in 2016, and I was a hygienist since 2011. But how many patients were in my chair that I could have helped? And I mean, we cannot obviously go back in the past, but it's just another reason I wanted to create this podcast. I feel like in the dental world, we're like the first line of defense when we look in somebody's mouth. I mean, so much starts from the mouth. It's insane. So I hope that everybody that listens to this podcast can even help one person that they know. And even if you're not in the medical or healthcare, dental profession, whatever, you can refer them to somebody just by listening to this. So anyways, I'm just so excited to start this podcast. I'm so excited to start, sharing what I know, bringing on guest speakers who are leaders in this field. The field of orofacial myology is constantly changing. I feel like we will be forever students, which is awesome because I love to learn. But it's so important that we stay up to date, not only for ourselves and our career, but for our patients. I mean, they are the reason we're here. They're the reason we do what we do and love what we do. So, we owe it to them to just stay up on the changes that take place in this amazing specialized field. So we're going to be discussing all things myo related, like I said, and you will begin to realize what spying with your myoi means. And I laugh when I say this because, so I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've had my practice, CT orofacial myology, and I'm sure that my family, my friends, my boyfriend are probably exhausted and tired of hearing me talk about everything that I know in regards to orofacial myology, but I'm just so passionate about it. And I just want everybody to know. So, we'll be at dinner or we'll be, if we're going on a trip and we're at an airport, there have been times that my boyfriend has turned to me and said, Britt, look at that little boy. He could totally use myofunctional therapy, right? And it's just so true. You will begin to notice just so much more and look at your patients and even people, if this isn't something that you do, as a career, when I think about the very first time I meet somebody, I'm thinking, okay, are their lips together or are they apart? Are they breathing through their nose? Are they breathing through their mouth? Why are they breathing through their mouth? Are their tonsils and adenoids enlarged? It could be a whole bunch of reasons. How do they sleep? Are they sleeping well? Do they snore? Do they breathe heavy through their mouth at night? Do they get up frequently? There's just a whole bunch of stuff you're going to be looking at so differently. Your mind is going to be constantly spinning, but it's so awesome because it is, again, such eye-opening information that you will learn. So I'm so excited to get this started. Feel free at any point to reach out to me if there's a topic you want to hear about or a certain speaker you want to hear from. I'm also hoping to bring on patients of mine in the past to talk about their experience and what myo has done for them. I'm even hoping to hopefully maybe bring on some athletes who have, changed their breathing patterns and have become nasal breathers and the impact that it's had on their athletic performance. I have so many ideas, so let's just see where it takes us. I am excited to announce that we do have our first speaker lined up, and that is Joy Moeller. She is a speaker of the Academy of Orofacial Myofunctional Therapy and has taught courses in OMT at venues across the country and internationally. She is also a dental hygienist, and a former associate professor at the Indiana University School of Dentistry. She's been practicing orofacial myofunctional therapy for over 30 years. She is a true pioneer in the specialized field of orofacial myology. So I am so looking forward to talking with her, getting insight from her. It's just going to be so great. So I hope you all enjoy it as much as I know I will. All right, everybody, have a good one. Take care.